The Canadian Taxpayers Federation is taking the Canada Revenue Agency to court for enforcing the undemocratic and illegal capital gains tax hike. The capital gains tax hike blows a hole through a fundamental principle of Canada's democracy while also blowing a hole in Canada's economy. It's Parliament's job to approve tax increases, but the government failed to introduce the legislation, debate the legislation, pass the legislation, or proclaim the legislation into law. And with an election right around the corner, it likely never will. Yet unelected bureaucrats at the CRA are taking billions of dollars from Canadians with this undemocratic tax hike. This is a tax hike that will drag down our economy. This is a tax hike that punishes Canadians who work their entire lives to save for their retirements. This is a tax hike that will push young, smart Canadian graduates who want to start the next Google to leave Canada and set up businesses in other countries. To put it bluntly, this tax hike is a financial sucker punch to many Canadians who worked hard to invest in properties, create businesses, or save for their retirement. The capital gains tax hike will affect more than 1 million Canadians, half of whom earn less than $117,000 every year, according to a recent report from the CD Howe Institute. The capital gains tax hike will blow a $90 billion hole in Canada's economy. The capital gains tax hike will mean 400,000 fewer jobs. The Trudeau government has no one to blame for this mess but itself. The government chose not to pass the capital gains tax hike with the budget. The government chose to prorogue Parliament. Canadians should not have to pay for this government's mistake. Canadians should not have to pay for a tax increase that was never passed by Parliament and likely never will. The Trudeau government should tell the CRA to not enforce the capital gains tax hike.